Welcome to Life Decoded.
The podcast where every conversation helps decode life, one perspective at a time.
Hello, everyone. I am Grace. Welcome back to Life Decoded podcast, where meaningful conversations meet fresh perspectives, one episode at a time. I'm joined by my friend Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Grace. We are listening to MindMatters series, where we explore the thoughts, emotions, and experiences that quietly shape our lives. Thank you for spending a little part of your day with us.
Daniel, can I ask you something?
You always can. What's on your mind today?
Have you ever replayed a moment in your head over and over again, wishing you could go back and change just one thing? Maybe something you said, a decision you made, or maybe something you never did.
Ooh, I think every one of us has. It's amazing how our minds can hold on to a single moment, even years later. Sometimes everyone else has forgotten about it, but we haven't.
Exactly. And isn't it strange? Someone else can make the exact same mistake, and we immediately say, "It's okay, don't be so hard on yourself." But when we make a mistake, our inner voice sounds completely different.
Instead of kindness, it's criticism. Instead of understanding, it's judgment. We become our own toughest critic, sometimes saying things to ourselves that we never say to another person.
You know, I was thinking about this recently. We spend so much of our lives learning how to forgive other people. We forgive our friends, our parents, our partners, sometimes even complete strangers. But somehow, the hardest person to forgive is the one we see in the mirror every day.
Well, that's such a powerful thought. And maybe that's because we're the only ones who know every mistake we've ever made. Every awkward conversation, every missed opportunity, every wrong decision, every regret. Our minds keep a record of all of it.
And the difficult part is life keeps moving forward. But sometimes a part of us stays behind, stuck in a moment we wish had happened differently.
Maybe that's why today's conversation feels so important. Because I don't think we're talking about forgetting the past. We're talking about something much harder. Learning how to stop letting the past decide how we feel about ourselves today.
So today, let's explore a question that many of us quietly carry, but rarely ask out loud. How do we learn to forgive ourselves?
And maybe by the end of this conversation, we'll realize that forgiving yourself isn't about pretending nothing happened. It's about giving yourself permission to keep growing.
But before we talk about forgiveness, I think we need to understand something even deeper. Why do we hold on to guilt for so long, even after everyone else has moved on? Let's begin there.
Yes. Daniel.
Why do you think some mistakes stay with us for years, while others seem to disappear so quickly?
I think it's because it's rarely the mistake itself that hurts us. It's the meaning we attach to it. We don't just think, I made a mistake. We start believing, maybe I'm the mistake. And that's a very different burden to carry.
That's so true. Sometimes one bad decision quietly becomes part of our identity. Someone fails an exam once and starts believing they're not smart enough. Someone loses a job and begins questioning their entire career. A relationship ends, and suddenly they feel they're impossible to love. It's amazing how quickly one chapter can become the story we tell ourselves.
And our minds don't help. They replay those moments like a movie. Not because they want to punish us, but because they wish they could rewrite the ending. If only I had said something different. If only I had waited one more day.
If only I had made another choice. Those two words, if only, can keep us trapped for years.
I think everyone has an if only. Maybe it's calling someone back before it was too late. Maybe it's walking away from a good opportunity because fear won. Maybe it's saying something in anger that can never be taken back. The details are different, but the feeling is the same.
And here's something I've noticed. When we look back, we judge our past self using the knowledge we have today. But that's not fair, is it? The person you were 5 years ago didn't know what you know now. They made the best decision they could with the understanding they had at that moment.
That's such an important reminder. Imagine expecting a child to solve a problem with the wisdom of an adult. We'd never do that. Yet somehow, we expect our younger selves to have known everything.
Exactly. Growth gives us new perspective. And then we use that new perspective to criticize the version of ourselves that didn't have it yet. It's like blaming yesterday's version of you for not knowing tomorrow's lessons.
You know, sometimes guilt can actually be useful. It reminds us that our actions matter, that we care, that we want to do better. But guilt is supposed to be a visitor, not a permanent resident. When it never leaves, it stops teaching us and starts imprisoning us.
I love that thought, because there's a difference between learning from your past and living in it. One helps you grow. The other keeps you standing still.
And maybe that's why so many people feel exhausted. Not because life is hard today, but because they're still carrying yesterday on their shoulders.
So maybe the question isn't, have you ever made a mistake? We all have. The real question is, how long are you going to let that mistake decide who you are?
But Daniel, what if the hardest part isn't the mistake itself? What if it's the way we keep talking to ourselves afterward? Because sometimes the harshest voice we'll ever hear is our own. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, sure, Grace.
Daniel, can I ask you something a little uncomfortable?
Of course. Sometimes those are the questions worth asking.
If your closest friend came to you and said, I made a mistake, would your first response be, you're a failure. You don't deserve another chance. You'll never be good enough.
Never. In fact, I'd probably remind them that one mistake doesn't define who they are. I'd tell them that everyone stumbles, that this moment doesn't erase all the good they've done.
Exactly.
We know how to comfort the people we care about. We choose our words carefully. We show patience. We offer hope. But when it's our own mistake, that kindness seems to disappear. It's strange, isn't it? We become the person we'd never want someone else to be. Imagine speaking to a friend the way many of us speak to ourselves. How could you be so stupid? You'll never get it right. Everyone else is doing better than you. If someone said those things to the people we love, we'd ask them to stop immediately. Yet we let that voice live inside our own heads.
And the scary part is, after hearing that voice for long enough, we stop questioning it. We begin believing it, not because it's true, but because it's familiar.
Our minds remember criticism far longer than compliments. One negative comment can outweigh 10 kind words.
Maybe that's why we forget our strengths and remember only our mistakes.
I once heard a line that stayed with me. Your mistakes are events, not your identity. You made a mistake? That doesn't mean you are one.
Exactly. There's a big difference between saying, I made a bad decision, and I'm a bad person. One describes an action. The other becomes your identity.
And that's where shame keeps us stuck. It makes us believe we don't deserve another chance.
Yet when someone else fails, we encourage them to try again. When it's us, we struggle to offer ourselves the same kindness.
Maybe because we know our own struggles, but only see everyone else's successes.
So perhaps self-forgiveness begins when we stop letting one mistake define our entire story.
But if forgiving yourself isn't about forgetting, what does it really mean? Let's explore that next.
Daniel, when people hear the words, forgive yourself, I think many assume it means pretending nothing happened. Almost like saying, it's okay, just move on. But that's not what it means, is it?
Not at all. Forgiving yourself isn't about denying the mistake. It's about accepting it, learning from it, and choosing not to carry it forever.
I like that. Because accepting responsibility and punishing yourself aren't the same thing. One helps you grow. The other keeps you stuck.
Exactly. Think about someone learning to ride a bicycle. They fall. They get hurt. But imagine if they decided, I fell once, so I'll never ride again. They'd never discover what they were capable of.
Life is no different. We all fall in different ways. Sometimes in relationships, sometimes in our careers, sometimes with the people we love. The mistake matters, but what we do next matters even more.
And maybe that's what forgiveness really is. Not erasing the past, but refusing to let it decide your future.
Because every mistake can become one of two things: a life sentence or a life lesson. The choice isn't always easy, but it is ours to make. And when we choose the lesson, something beautiful happens. We stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what can this teach me? That's when healing begins.
Daniel, after everything we've talked about today, I keep coming back to one thought. Maybe forgiving yourself isn't something that happens overnight. Maybe it's a choice you make again and again.
I think so too. Some days you'll feel like you've moved on. Other days an old memory might come back. And that's okay. Healing isn't a straight path. It's a journey.
Maybe the goal isn't to erase the past. It's to stop letting it decide who you are today. Because you're more than your worst mistake, just as you're more than your greatest success.
Every experience, good or bad, has shaped the person you are becoming. And if you've learned from your mistakes, they've already served their purpose. You don't have to carry them forever.
So if you're listening today, and there's something you've been holding on to, a decision you regret, words you wish you could take back, or a version of yourself you still blame, maybe today doesn't have to be the day you forget. Maybe today can simply be the day you begin to forgive yourself.
Because forgiving yourself doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means accepting what happened, learning from it, and choosing not to let it define the rest of your life. We can't rewrite yesterday, but we can decide who we become because of it.
Every one of us is still learning, still growing, still becoming. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of being human. We're all works in progress.
So be patient with yourself. Celebrate how far you've come instead of only focusing on how far you still have to go. Because growth isn't about being perfect. It's about never giving up on yourself.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We hope today's conversation helped you see yourself,
with a little more kindness and a little less judgment. If today's conversation resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it too. Sometimes, the right words find us at exactly the right moment. You've been listening to MindMatters, a series from Life Decoded. Thank you for being part of today's conversation. We can't wait to have you with us again. And remember, your past may explain you, but it never has to define you. Until next time, keep decoding life. Bye.